I'm not afraid. Defiant Zelenskyy reveals his location in Kiev and says, Beast, Putin will move on NATO members next if Ukraine falls and begs Biden to declare no-fly zone despite risk of nuclear war. By Joseph M. 117 Greenwich Mean Time 8 March 2022. Updated 9:20 Greenwich Mean Time 8 March 2022. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, the president of Ukraine, spoke to ABC News' David Muir on Monday from the presidential offices in Kiev. The interview is the first time the president has publicly returned to the heart of government. Since February 24, his location has been a closely guarded secret. Zelenskyy, 44, warned the West that Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine was just the beginning, saying, "The more this beast will eat, he wants more, and more." Asked by Muir what he wanted from Joe Biden, Zelenskyy said that Ukraine needed a no-fly zone enforcing in their skies to stop the Russian attacks. He said he had no doubt the brave American soldiers would be willing to help, but dodged the question of whether it would drag the U.S. into nuclear war. Asked whether Putin was a war criminal, Zelenskyy said that all people who came to our land, all people who gave those orders, all soldiers who were shooting, were guilty. And he said that he hoped for the end to be like in the Hollywood movies, the happy end for our country. Ukraine's president has warned the West that Vladimir Putin will not stop once he has conquered Ukraine, telling a U.S. television channel, "We will come first. You will come second. Because the more this beast will eat, he wants more, and more." Volodymyr Zelenskyy, 44, described Ukraine as a zone of freedom that needed to be preserved. Ukraine war. The latest Ukraine rejects a offer to open escape routes because several of the routes lead to Russia or its ally Belarus. Russia steps up its shelling of cities, including Gostomel near Kiev, Kharkiv in the east, Sumy in the northeast, Chernihiv in the north and Mykolaiv in the southwest. A third round of talks between Ukrainian and Russian delegations concludes with little sign of progress. Turkey announces that it will host Russia's and Ukraine's foreign ministers for talks on Thursday. Oil prices hit a near 14-year high and European and UK natural gas prices hit record highs. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz warns against a Russian oil ban in Europe, saying it could put the continent's energy security at risk. Russia says it will allow Russian companies and individuals to repay debts to creditors in hostile nations in rubles. Russia snubs a hearing at the International Court of Justice in The Hague. Uniqlo defends a decision to keep Russian stores open, saying, "Clothing is a necessity of life." British Prime Minister Boris Johnson defends record of issuing 50 visas to Ukrainians, saying security vetting is holding the process up. The UN says 1.7 million people have fled Ukraine, making it the fastest growing refugee crisis since World War II. China's foreign minister says the friendship between Beijing and Moscow is rock solid. France is sending iodine tablets to Ukraine. They are used to protect against the effects of radiation exposure. And when the limits of rights and freedoms are being violated and stepped on, then you have to protect us, he said. He added, "Today, war is here. Tomorrow, it will be in Lithuania, then in Poland, then in Germany. This is serious. United States is far away, but in recent days, I do feel that United States are closer to us." The former actor, whose wartime leadership has impressed the world, on Monday emerged from his bunker in Kiev and returned to the presidential palace, declaring, "I am here, I am not hiding, and I am not afraid of anyone." He gave his Facebook audience a tour of the palace, joking, "We used to say Monday is a hard day. But it is war in our country, so every day is a hard day." Zelenskyy told the embattled country, on day 12 of the Russian invasion, "We are all in our places working, where we should be. My team is in Kiev with me. We are all fighting, we are all contributing to our victory which will surely happen." And, in an interview from the palace with ABC News, Zelenskyy once again appealed to the United States to enforce a no-fly zone. He spoke to Joe Biden on Saturday night for 40 minutes, and pressed the issue with the U.S. leader. Such a move would see fighter jets from the United States and its NATO allies patrolling the airspace above Ukraine, and shooting down any Russian jets that enter, effectively putting the West at war with Russia, in World War III. Zelenskyy, asked about concern widely expressed at the dramatic escalation, brushed off the fears and insisted it was the best way for the U.S. to help Ukraine. "I told him that for us, the most important thing today is the security in the sky," Zelenskyy said. "We cannot allow Russia to be active there only, Because they're bombing us, they are shelling us, they are bombing us, they are sending missiles, helicopters, jet fighters, a lot of things. But we are not doing this because we don't have the sky. We don't control our sky.